Do you have a speech-delayed toddler or a child or client with autism who struggles at the dentist's office? Lots of kids struggle at the dentist's office, and today I am covering 5 steps for preparation for successful dental visits. Let's get to it. Hi there, I'm Dr. Mary Barbera, and now I'm going to cover these steps that can really make a difference for kids with and without autism, with and without speech delays, who have a difficult time going to the dentist or to the doctor's office. Today we're specifically going to cover dental visits. So as I said, a lot of kids struggle going to the dentist, and it's especially true for kids with limited language ability, not just expressive language, talking, but also comprehension issues. They don't understand the process. They don't understand when it's going to be done, when it's why are you doing these things. And also it's difficult for kids with sensory issues. It's also a problem because many children with autism and speech delays have problem behaviors, and that can be a big issue, especially if they have problem behaviors in the middle of a dental visit. The whole thing can become traumatic for you and your child. Because dental visits only happen 1 or 2 times a year usually, it can be hard to work on this skill. So today I'm going to give you some strategies to help make these dental visits easier for you and your child, or if you're a professional trying to help families, this is a really great thing to help them with. Once you learn these skills too to improve dental visits, they can be used for doctor visits, for haircuts, and for all kinds of procedures that may be potentially aversive or scary or unknown. It's important to note that my number one suggestion that I want to share right from the start is that we do not want to be holding children down for dental procedures. We don't want to be holding them down for any procedure, but especially, we don't want to be holding them down unless it's an absolute emergency and you have no other way to keep them safe. If you hold kids down, you realize that your child or clients will grow bigger. They will get stronger, and someone will end up getting hurt if you start holding them down or continue to hold them down just to get through this appointment. There are much better solutions. We do want to prevent crying during these types of procedures. Number 1, I highly recommend doing an assessment of the last dental visit before attempting future appointments. Reflect on what happened. Was the whole trip a disaster? Or did your child only start crying when the dentist asked him or her to lay back in the chair? What were the pain points for your child? Was the ride there problematic? Did they freak out when they saw the tools that the dentist was going to use, or heard noises, or saw the dentist in a mask? Were there parts of the dental visit that went okay? Maybe at the end when they got a sticker, or in the waiting room because they could play with certain toys. Even if just one step was okay, we need to analyze that. Whether you're a parent or professional, it's helpful to write down or have the parent write down a list of steps of what happened on the way to and during the dental visit. So step number 1 is to focus on an assessment of the last dental visit, if there was one before. Step number 2 is to focus on desensitizing toothbrushing at home. If your child has a hard time tolerating just toothbrushing at home, then it's likely they will also struggle with the dental visits. Since we normally recommended we brush our teeth twice a day, it's more convenient to work on this skill as opposed to a dental visit, which is only once or twice a year. So we want to make toothbrushing fun at home. And you might be thinking, yeah, there's no way. My child just does not enjoy it, and it turns into a battle. So right there, we need to work on toothbrushing. You could get new toothbrushes. You could give a child a choice of toothbrushes. Maybe one toothbrush plays songs or a couple different styles. Giving kids choices is a really good idea. You can also get different flavors of toothpaste, or even start with just brushing teeth with just water. In general, if we are prompting a child for toothbrushing, we do not want to be standing in front of them brushing their teeth thoroughly for 2 minutes straight, especially if they're resistant. We should be gently prompting from behind, if at all possible, especially if the child is willing to do some of it themselves. We can't expect them to tolerate long amounts. We have to start very slow with just 5 seconds on one side, counting, singing songs, playing music. Watching a video of kids brushing their teeth sometimes is helpful. So in addition to new toothbrushes, new toothpaste, playing songs, watching videos of other kids, just whatever you can do to repair brushing teeth so it's not aversive. You should also be careful about prompting from behind, and you never want to force a child or kind of just keep going with it if your child is crying. If their child is crying, you've gone too far and you need to back up. There is an article by the Children's Dental Health that states, for sensory-seeking children, brushing their teeth may be helpful in providing a calming effect in order to ensure that all teeth are cleaned properly. You could consider the use of rotating or electric toothbrushes, which I've used with my kids when they were young, to provide that additional stimulation. And we're going to link that article by Children's Dental Health in the show notes as well, because it's a good one. You don't also have to only work on brushing your teeth or desensitizing the toothbrush when it's morning and nighttime. You could actually work with a professional, maybe an occupational therapist that comes to your home, or a teacher, or a behavior analyst or behavior professional could work on that at the learning table with strong reinforcer, with just feeling the vibration maybe on the outside of their mouth, by tasting different toothpaste and seeing which one they like best. It doesn't have to be a full-blown toothbrushing session to count as working on it. So you might have to actually go way back to just having them feel the vibration if you're going to use a vibrating kind of toothbrush, or working on it outside of the sink area. If you are going to, definitely when you are brushing teeth too, during the daytime routine, it's best to use the same sink, the same toothpaste that the child likes if they are in a rhythm. For kids that are sensory avoidant, you might consider using soft bristle toothbrushes and unflavored toothpaste, or again, just starting with just water and just lightly brushing their teeth. Gentle prompting from behind, which I mentioned, can be really helpful until they get used to the brushing technique that they'll be doing. For older children, you can have them practice on their own teeth and becoming more independent with it, and then you can follow with maybe some help if needed to get to the back spots. Also, for older kids, you could have them practice flossing at home too. I know we added flossing to Lucas's dental routine at nighttime only. So getting to step number 3 is, based on everything we just talked about, you can use this baseline data to make a realistic goal and plan for your child's next dental visit. So based on your assessment of what the last visit looked like, what your home toothbrushing routine looks like, we can make a plan for the next dental visit. The goal is just to have them sitting in the chair, get their teeth examined, maybe without tools, maybe with your home tools that you can actually get pretty good dental tools at the dollar store or on Amazon. And so you can practice at home. And in the show notes, I'm going to include a short video of me with Lucas several years ago. I'm not sure how old he was, but we have him laying in a recliner. We have me using the dollar store tools, like the little metal thing, a little fake mirror. And I'm just, in that video, just having him open his mouth. I laid him back in the recliner to be like laying back in the dental chair. I kept because that dental instrument, even in the dollar store kit, was very sharp. So I kept the cap on that. And I told him I was just going to count his teeth. He should open his mouth. Offered him a promise reinforcer when we were done, and counted his teeth. And I'm showing you that in the video. So you could bring those tools in to the actual dental office and say, I don't even want to make a dental visit. Can we just come in? I'll wait in the waiting room, bring him back to an empty dental chair. I'll use my little fake tools like we're doing at home to get the next step of tolerating dental visits. So there's a lot you can do to practice and then to plan for a better dental visit. There's nothing wrong with taking baby steps like that. So you can work your way up to procedures like getting cavities filled, which may involve some pain, or even getting x-rays. But also know that Lucas, my son, as well as many of my former clients, needed anesthesia for some dental procedures. Especially when they're barely able to tolerate, like, even counting of the teeth. So we made a decision early on that Lucas was going to get put under anesthesia for, and now he's on, and he's been on for years, like every 3 years, Lucas gets put under anesthesia. And through the pediatric special needs dentist that we go to, she goes to the hospital and she puts him under anesthesia, and then she will do x-rays, deep cleaning of his teeth. When he was young, he got sealants on his teeth to prevent cavities, which was really helpful. He's had his wisdom teeth out during those every 3 year visits where he's under anesthesia. And also an important note is when your child is going under anesthesia, if that's a decision that you and your family have made with your doctor that's appropriate, think about other things that might be able to be combined. I know probably 5 or 6 years ago, I got to the hospital with Lucas. He's going to go under anesthesia. And I remember when he was really little, he had a lot of wax in his ears, and he has been on many, many years of allergy shots and sinus issues, and he can't tolerate a sinus exam or anything intense with his ears. And I said to the dentist, kind of half joking, like, hey, there's no way you can look at his ears while he's under anesthesia, can you? And she said no, that would have to be prearranged with a ear, nose, and throat physician ahead of the under anesthesia. So the next time Lucas went under, which was a few years ago, I did, in preparation, made an appointment for an ear, nose, and throat doctor to go see him in the office to coordinate the schedule. He came in while Lucas was under anesthesia and did a whole sinus checkup and cleaned out any wax that was in his ears and found that his sinuses were in really good shape. So if your child does require anesthesia for anything, it will require some prep work to coordinate, but it's one thing that you could think of. But for us, knowing that for anything intensive, Lucas would need to go under anesthesia for dental work. Also, it's important to note that silver fillings have mercury in them. So we should be asking for white composite fillings, especially for kids with autism or signs of autism, but for every child. That is what the Dental Association recommends anyway, but just to be sure that they're not putting any heavy metals in your child's mouth. Step number 4 is we want to desensitize dental visits based on the data you have. And desensitization is a big word. It might sound scary, but basically it is pairing or repairing any kind of procedure. And it's practicing dental visits in a more comfortable setting, like at home or even school or an ABA clinic. Don't think of, dental visits, that's not a school thing. If the child has autism and is in an ABA program and is having big problems at the dentist or the doctor or a haircut, certainly worth discussing with the IEP team or with the ABA clinic how they might be able to help desensitize. And, we got Lucas to tolerate going to the dentist, laying back in the chair, having them do a light cleaning or a toothbrushing and examining his mouth. Some kids have a hard time just tolerating like a bib or a plastic something around, smock. So they might try to bite on that small mirror. So just practicing, showing them the tools, again with the dollar store tools, is really helpful. So you can order one of those on Amazon. I would just order or look up dental tools, dental home care tools, or go to the dollar store and see if they carry them. Remember, this is supposed to be fun or at least tolerable for your child, so make sure we have a promise reinforcer, which is a reinforcement that will come at the end of any practice or real sessions, as well as reinforcement along the way. A lot of times will use clickers to reinforce just very little steps, like open your mouth. Oh, you got 2 points for opening your mouth. Awesome. Let's count your teeth. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, we're up to, however many points. This little clicker, and I've done other podcasts on Tag Teach and a blog on clickers. We can link in the show notes. But we need to be thinking reinforcement before, during, and after any potentially aversive procedure. It also may be helpful for your child to have a little photo book of what the dentist's office looks like, a picture of the dentist, a picture of the chair, or just search YouTube for dental visits and you'll be able to see. But it is nice to get your exact dental office picture and the picture of the dentist if you have one. Always try to get a pediatric / special needs dentist whenever possible. If the child has an older or younger sibling that is happy to go to the dentist, even taking pictures of them or videos of them might be helpful. Using some kind of visual schedules or stories about what's happening first, second, third, in preparation for these dental visits and also for doctor's visits, haircut appointments, may be helpful to a lot of kids who are visual learners as well. And step number 5 is you want to generalize your practice sessions at home with the actual dentist. And I did talk a little bit ago about, potentially going to the dental office in the waiting room, just maybe give them a call and say, hey, can we come and do just a visit to your waiting room? Maybe we could go take a tour and I could grab a picture of an empty dental chair. Maybe I could take a picture of the dentist that's going to see him in a week or two. And then after that generalization, even though it wasn't a full dental checkup, you could get the strong reinforcement going. So it is a process of pairing and repairing and getting your child comfortable with these dental visits by, doing all the steps that I talked about. So I'm hopeful that by using 5 steps that we just covered, your child or clients will have better dental health, will be able to tolerate not just the dentist's office, but all kinds of procedures better as well. So hope you liked it, and I will see you here next time, same place.